with Mark Selfer YouTube channel, Therapy for the Heart. We're going to have singers down here right now for marriage equality in Washington Square Park.
In Middle Church, we believe that God honors all love. Love makes a family. Love makes a marriage. Amen? And we think if you can see it, you can do it. And so we woke up this morning with our minds and our eyes stayed on freedom. That's what we're going to offer for you today. And we're going to ask you to sing with us, okay?
All right, can y'all help us keep a beat like this? I woke up this morning with my mind and it was stayed on freedom. I woke up this morning with my mind and it was stayed on freedom. Said I woke up this morning with my mind and it was stayed on freedom. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Say it again, y'all. I woke up this morning with my mind. You know it was stayed on freedom. I woke up this morning with my mind and it was stayed on freedom. Said I woke up this morning with my mind and it was stayed on freedom. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Say I'm walking and talking with my mind. Stayed on freedom. I'm walking all the way to D.C. with my mind. Stayed on freedom. I'm walking and talking with my mind. Stayed on freedom. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. You know you got to, there ain't no harm to keep your mind. Stayed on freedom. You know we can do a lot if we keep our minds stayed. Stayed on freedom. Yeah, there ain't no harm to keep your mind. Stayed on freedom. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Take a little walking, y'all. Walk, 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 walk with your mind on freedom. Walk all the way to D.C. Walk, 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 walk with your mind on freedom. Walk, walk, hey, walk, walk with your mind on freedom. Said I woke up this morning and my mind was stayed on freedom. When I got down on my knees to pray, Lord, the Holy Ghost stayed on freedom. Said I woke up this morning with my mind and it was stayed on freedom. Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Let me hear hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Let's go get it.
Very much. That was something else, huh? Thank you guys very much. Very much. Throughout his whole career, Congressman Jerry Nadler has been supporting the LGBT community and advancing LGBT rights. In 2011, he reintroduced the Respect for Marriage Act, and this year he reintroduced the Uniting Americans Families Act. Give him a round of applause. Jerry represents the 10th Congressional District of New York and began his political career in 1976. I'm glad there's somebody in this that's older than me, thanks. As in the New York State Assembly, in 1992, he was elected to the House of Representatives, where he's been ever since. In this last election in 2012, he won by 80% of the vote. Please welcome Congressman Nadler.
Thank you very much, and thank all the people who've been involved in organizing this event and all the people who are here, and thanks especially to those who invited me. We're here today to voice our unwavering support for Edie Windsor and for the rights of all Americans to marry whoever they choose, whoever they love. For 17 years, DOMA, the so-called Defense of Marriage Act, has singled out LGBT Americans for discrimination and denied them the equal protection that our Constitution is supposed to guarantee. We are here today to say that Edie and millions of Americans deserve justice and deserve their fair stake in the American promise of equality, and deserve it now. It's now 2013, and most Americans now support marriage equality. Most Americans recognize that gays and lesbians are their family members, their neighbors, their co-workers, and form vital parts of their communities. Our federal and state laws must catch up with society and ensure that no one is any longer treated as a second-class citizen. All Americans deserve the rights, benefits, and responsibilities that come with marriage, if they want it. The government, not everyone wants it, the government should be in the business of supporting loving and stable families and communities, and not in the business of undermining them or tearing them down. It is not the government's business. It is not the government's role to discriminate against its own citizens. 4 years ago, I introduced the Respect for Marriage Act to repeal DOMA, so that Congress can do its part to abolish the terrible law that Congress enacted in 1996. Last month, I was proud to organize 212 members of the House and Senate to file a historic amicus curiae brief to the Supreme Court, arguing in precise detail just why DOMA is so wrong and so destructive and so counterproductive to a healthy and just society, and so unconstitutional. It is time for our laws to recognize that LGBTQ Americans are very much part of our nation's promise of equality and freedom for all. Much of the history of our country can be read as the history of the expanding of our understanding of what the Declaration of Independence meant when it said in 1776, all men are created equal. In 1776, they didn't mean women. They didn't mean black men or Native American men or even men, white men without property. Much of our history is the history of expanding our understanding of what that means. We are now encompassing LGBTQ people in that understanding. It's about time. The progress in this is inexorable and inevitable. It's our job not to relax, noting its inevitability. It's our job to redouble our efforts so that it is not only inevitable but immediate, so that people today can enjoy the benefits of equality and liberty. We expect the Supreme Court to do at least partially the right thing, maybe wholly the right thing, when it decides the cases in May or June. We'll get the decisions that will be argued on Tuesday and Wednesday of this week. I'll be in the Supreme Court listening to the arguments. I expect we'll get good results, good news. How good remains to be seen, but a step forward, a great step forward, and none of it would happen without all of you and the millions of others around the country pushing the developing consciousness of this country, pushing Congress, pushing the courts, pushing the society to recognize what it must do to be true to our own values. Thank you.
Okay, this is Mark Sell, signing off for YouTube Therapy for the Heart. It's nice to be here for the support of marriage equality in Washington Square Village, and it's a nice Sunday afternoon, so tune in. I'll have this up on YouTube in a short period of time, so thanks a lot. Signing off. Bye-bye.